It's just sort of it's what you expect from Twitch Chat. Anytime there's cross-Atlantic play where, one side NA, the other side EU. Well, and speaking of, this matchup right here is a cross-Atlantic matchup. I don't know if we've really hyped that up too much, but REUNITED, one of the best teams in the EU, Mixup, one of the best teams in NA, and they are clashing in our semifinals. It's due to how Overwatch's netcode works that cross-region play is viable, and really it's been working out. Teams do have complaints here and there, but from everything we've seen, we've gotten some very playable games, and we've seen NA win on EU and EU win on NA, so...
Okay, and we are actually in the ban phase of our map draft. Mixup takes out Temple of Anubis first to everyone's relief.
Yeah, Temple of Anubis goes down. No big surprise there. Down goes Volskaya, and REUNITED, of course, very anti-capture point King of the Hill, so with Mixup's history, I gotta think that all the capture point maps and all the King of the Hill maps will be taking a dive very shortly.
REUNITED has to be happy to see Hanamura taken out of the pool. They've been forced onto Hanamura a couple times in the finals, and it's been rough for them. REUNITED then decides that we don't want to face Mixup on Hollywood, which I think is a brilliant decision.
Yep. So Hanamura is down, Hollywood is down, and yeah, as you say, REUNITED taking out Hollywood, that makes all the sense in the world. I mean, Mixup has looked really, really strong on that. I would not, even if you get past their point A defense, their second area defense is so good that I just would not want any part of that. So taking out Hollywood, taking away one of Mixup's arguably one of their bigger strengths, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Mixup bans out Nepal next. Nepal with its strange looking flag is now out of our pool.
It is a flag, don't be fooled. It's not a symbol or anything else. That is a flag, just Nepal not really adhering to the flag standards of every other country in the world.
There's some other oddly shaped flags around the planet. Gibraltar doesn't even have a flag. It's just an Overwatch symbol, but we won't be going there as REUNITED bans out Watch Point Gibraltar next. So we are going to Dorado, Kings Row, or Numbani, a very classic set of maps for Overwatch. Now we're just trying to decide where we're going first.
Yeah, and for no reason, Dorado has been sort of the shunned map, so to speak. I mean, sometimes it gets played, but it doesn't get played nearly as much as Kings Row or Numbani, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it get taken out right here by REUNITED. But then again, REUNITED, I feel like, has liked Dorado in the past. Who knows? Preferences change from week to week, but maybe REUNITED takes out Numbani instead.
It's possible that they don't want to go to Dorado first. Dorado is gone. We were surprised yesterday to find out that Dorado was actually IDDQD's favorite map. We've seen them on it. They played well on it, but we assumed that they were on a different map. But you never really know what these teams actually favor, but they just happen to win on different maps. So we're either going to Kings Row or Numbani.
Yep, Kings Row or Numbani are on the table with not, I mean, really at this point. We always see both of those maps, and it's really just becoming a staple, more so in the last 2 days than anything else, but we're going to be going off map one will be Numbani.
Yeah, and that's Mixup's choice to bring it to Numbani, apparently riding the success that they had on the last round on the map, and they're going to take it back there, and I would actually be kind of surprised if we don't see them run that strategy, even especially now knowing that REUNITED does not seem to want to play against it.
Indeed. So, REUNITED now finally getting in, and yeah, REUNITED was talking a lot in chat over the meta. They are not very vocally against the allowance of more than one hero. They think it leads to too much cheese and all the rest. For me, I'm not entirely sold on that point of view. Like, I respect the guys in REUNITED a lot, don't get me wrong, but this is where we're gonna have a philosophical disagreement where I feel like you get a lot more diversity in the meta and change-ups and all the rest than you would get if you were locked to, 1-1-1-1-1. And some may call it cheese. For me, it's sort of mix-ups. I feel like part of the game is also going to be reading your opponent, knowing their tendencies, knowing what they want to play, doing your homework, and going, well, this team usually runs X, Y, and Z. Overall, we're going to run this because it splits the difference on what they're going to run. So I feel like there's a lot of things you can do to sort of mitigate the change-ups and sort of, put yourself in a good position.
I mean, it is kind of across the board in all games, though, right? Everyone has a different opinion on what constitutes cheese, what doesn't constitute cheese. Is Zerg rushing cheese, or is it a valid strat? Is Face Hunter cheese, or is it a valid strat? And those things change all across the board. Right now, I mean, I'm kind of your same opinion. I just think it's way too early to start throwing in artificial rules into a set of a game like Overwatch, which is so... I mean, Blizzard's core design is it's about hero switching and different compositions. That's why it'll always be like this. And until Blizzard decides that, we're going to, sponsor tournaments and only have one hero limits, we're going to let the scene kind of decide and dictate itself. And I personally like watching it change week to week. We get to watch so much Overwatch, and everything has changed meta-wise. I mean, this meta happened Friday was the first time we saw this, and now it's Sunday, and people are already upset about it. I suppose I, for one, am all for it.
Yeah, I mean, meta-wise, people got upset about the double Winston, double Lucio, double Reaper strategies, and then they were gone by midweek. So I don't really know. I mean, maybe it's the end-all be-all. Certainly, Reunited, just looking at chat here, Reunited is very unhappy about going against this composition. But, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, they could be saying this, and yet they still have a very good chance of winning here, unless they just totally psych themselves out as they go against it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder just kind of the mindset that they have going into this. Now, Mixup is really a strong team anyway, so you don't really want to be going it already thinking you're going to lose, already angry and upset about the things that are going on. I think Reunited is talented enough and smart enough to find a composition that beats this. And despite what they think about it, I think that they're kind of selling themselves short. I think they have the players and the talent and the game sense to be able to find some answer to it. And maybe, I don't know, I think they're doing themselves a disservice by not, by complaining about it, really.
Well, the thing is, oftentimes people complain about things even though they actually know how to deal with it. They just don't like it. It's one of those things where, for example, I use an example of a good friend of mine, someone I really enjoy talking with, always had good interactions with, polarizing figure though in Idra. And Idra, of course, would always complain about cheese and whatnot in StarCraft, say, I hate going against this, so on and so forth. And yet, if you were going into Cheese Idra, you weren't exactly guaranteed a victory. I mean, he would counter it a great deal of time as well. It just sort of, he had answers for it. He just didn't like dealing with it, period.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it happens in all games. People just don't like playing against certain things, and it makes you angry. I mean, I'm a verified tracist. I don't like playing against Tracer in Overwatch. I kind of know how to deal with it, but it makes me a little mad, and I get that. But at the same time, I'm not going to uninstall Overwatch because I'm tired of Tracer.
Are you telling me that I'm friends and actually casting with a Tracist right now? I feel a little uncomfortable.
I was a closet Tracist. I guess I just outed myself. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, now it's just sort of looking for a new casting partner. And
as if you weren't anyway. But she's really fun to play and really not fun to play against, and it's just some people's opinion. It's not going to ruin the game for me, but how people deal with the things in the game that they don't like is generally pretty telling too. Overall, I think Overwatch is extremely balanced, and I don't see a room in Overwatch, and or at least in our competitive future with GosuGamers, where we'll be limiting things based on different rule sets. We've seen tournaments try out different rule sets, and that's been greeted with mixed responses as well. I like to see things grow organically and see how they end up.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I mean, you look at a response from people like Jeff Kaplan, one of the leads on Overwatch, and really, Blizzard themselves don't really seem all that interested in banning things out as well. I mean, Blizzard's in a weird state where sometimes they will actually dictate where a competition goes and go, look, you're running this rule set. We want to run this rule set. Other times they'll look at the community and go, okay, we'll take advice from the community and look at what we're seeing. But right now, it does seem like even the Blizzard stance is sort of, okay, we're not limiting things, at least not yet.
Yeah, so now just to catch people up, let's do a brief recap because I guess this game's not exactly starting right now. So this is Mixup versus Reunited in the top half of the bracket in the semifinals. The winner will go on and face Google Me. The big controversy right now is that Reunited is unhappy with kind of the double hero compositions we're seeing. Specifically, most recently, we've seen double Zenyatta, Tracer, Genji, Symmetra to buff everyone with the shields because they got hit with the hammer recently. And then really whatever you want to run with their sixth. Mixup tends to run a Roadhog with their sixth. But it's the double Zenyatta that is causing a lot of the problems, this kind of orbital momentum composition, for lack of a better term. Please, Twitch chat, come up with a better term than orbital momentum. That's just what I'm stuck on right now. But that seems to be causing some of the controversy here, that Reunited seems to be in favor of limiting heroes to one hero per side per team. And we're kind of in disagreement with that. We don't have any rules in the tournament where we're limiting things artificially. But that is the hubbub right now of this composition that we first saw Friday with IDDQD versus Melty. Yes, that's what we did Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
So looking at things now, both teams are rating up. But quick note, we did get a $10 donation in the interim. Bagelberry adding to the prize pool, bringing it up to 813 at Matcherino, saying, quote, go esports, smiley face. So Bagelberry adding on to it, making the prize pool just that much more attractive. And Reunited, as much as they're complaining, they definitely want to get in on that. So to do that, they have to get past the semifinals. They have to beat Mixup, and they'll probably have to deal with that composition that they hate so much.
Yeah, and I think the unfortunate thing for Reunited is I imagine if they somehow beat Mixup and they go to the finals against Google Me, they'll be playing a very similar composition. I can't imagine that Google Me has seen the composition in play and are sitting there with Shore4 on Genji and being like, no, we don't need to do that. I just think with the Zenyatta and Genji players that are on the Google Me squad, that they're going to be adopting this kind of style too. So Reunited needs to find an answer for it. You know, I do my own theory crafting. I don't know the answer for it, to be honest. It's clearly not Winston. That's my only answer to it. Is it's not Winston. Two of them, three of them, doesn't matter. They get slaughtered. So it looks like, you know, that seems to be something that people thought would counter it. Not going to counter it. I want to see someone find an answer. Really, I think that's what teams have been looking for over the last couple days.
Well, one thing I was going to say going into this before we sort of had all this drama over this composition that Reunited doesn't like is that I feel like a really good McCree like Volataja has a good answer to that. I mean, people get into the back. Volataja has hit a few shots and he can take down these heroes that are in the back. I mean, trust in the Peacemaker of Volataja, if nothing else.
Yeah, one of the best, if not the best, McCree in the game. Mendoxai is also a very good player. I mean, they have the talent to deal with it. I actually, you know, like last game, I feel a little bit bad for Winghaven because he's a phenomenal Reinhardt, and Reinhardt struggles against this composition. Maybe we'll see someone adding in a Mei. That's what a lot of people think might be a decent answer to it. It really does cut down the amount of angles that can take you at. That you can be attacked from, at least. So we'll see what they kind of try here to deal with this composition that they know is coming. But now Mixup kind of trolling might not even run that composition.
Yep, so Mendo Kusai laying down the law saying that if I miss him as he gets 5 kills as Widow, he will hunt me down and report me.
You know,
so
I've talked to Mendo about that too, and just because we missed the camera, I counted down his kills on stream. We gave him props and looked at play of the game. Mendo, you get plenty of attention. Someone give him a hug.
Oh yeah, we give all the attention world. The thing about Overwatch spectating is that you try and catch everything, and some things will slip through the cracks just because there's so much going on. There's also, from the camera point of view, you try and get a little bit of variety, right? Like, even if someone is absolutely dominating the game, you don't want to see a Genji point of view the entire time. Well, some people might.
It's motion sickness.
Then you get the support players who are like, wait a second, can we see this? And the tank players want to see that. So we try and spread the love around a little bit within reason, try and catch the big moments. We catch a lot of them, we won't catch all of them.
Right. So, you know, amidst all the drama that happened, and I just want to say at least the drama is about the game and in-game. So, you know, we're not really an esport till we get a little drama anyway. So we esports now. But the most important thing that happened that Twitch chat said to me is that, you know, the Zenyatta player for Mixup, that's actually pronounced Pyro, which makes total sense if you look at it.
Okay, I was told it was going to be Pure. That's what I was told to begin with. So, mixed things. Look at the defense here. We got Enigma on the McCree, Seagull on the Junkrat, Puro on the Zenyatta, Milo on the Reinhardt, Harblu on the 76, and Pyro, as it were, on the Mercy.
Okay, and Reunited, being a little hypocritical here, running mostly that double orb composition, and they're adding a Winston into the mix as well.
Well, here's the thing. They think it's really strong, so they're going to run it. And take a look at Mendo Kusai. Mendo had some great Genji plays in the past. Hex, I'm curious to see what he brings out here today.
Yeah, he's already in the back lines. They're going to initiate with Winston on Volataja, goes up top right away.
He took out the trap for Tracer there. That was kind of nice. Mendo Kusai taking up Pure very quickly. Harblu with the pick on Volataja, but Mendo Kusai and Too Easy striking blood very quickly here, and that is a very, very quick wipe in favor of Reunited. So they, for as much as they might complain about this comp, they just used it to incredible effect, Hex.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That is a extremely quick capture, and we're going to see Mixup try to deal with this composition as well. And uh-oh, we've got a Mei on the field.
We see the Mei coming out, and this is interesting. I don't know if they just want to bait another $120 in the prize pool, or they think it's great, but I think against that point like Reunited, I think that it's more likely that they think it's great. So Mei coming out onto the field, and we'll see just what it can do. Maybe they think Mei is the answer against this Tracer Genji composition.
They've switched to the exact same composition, and it's just that 6th flex spot that they're running the Mei in now. But
it's not a Roadhog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milo usually on the Roadhog. Now, in fact, on the Mei. So Mei is Bay in this semifinal between Reunited and Mixup. And here comes the KO from Genji. He's going to get taken out by Puro, though, so Mendo perhaps going a little bit too deep.
Yeah, but meanwhile, this card has been moving non-stop. Mei's trying to get in and do some work. Harblu is actually contesting the card as well.
Yeah, a little bit of back and forth here. Seagull getting some work done, does take out Winghaven, and now Seagull's gonna bring out the Dragon Blade. He's gonna get taken out immediately, though. Enigma takes out Mendo Kusai, so both sides really trading blows back and forth here, Hex.
Yeah, pretty decent, though. He did take out the offensive teleporter, which is going to slow down the reinforcements and slow down the attack a little bit and allow the defense to at least catch their breath for a moment as they group up top.
Yeah, right now, Pyro able to take out Morte in the Zenyatta v Zenyatta. It's a good pick coming out from Pyro. Too Easy and Enigma in the Tracer fight. I think Enigma has the orb while Too Easy doesn't, so Too Easy's gonna go down. And that's where the pick from Pyro actually did a lot of work because it took away the orb from Too Easy.
Yeah, oddly enough, Hardblue's got the orb on his Symmetra. It finally goes to his proper owner in Seagull's Genji.
Speaking of Seagull, Seagull just slicing down Mendo Kusai, so this game is all over the place, Hex. With both teams running this composition, the action is anything but centralized. We have duels on the left, duels on the right, duels in the center. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with Reunited. This is really hard to cast and spectate. I have no idea what's going on anywhere. Not a huge change for me generally, but the defensive teleporter is up, and it is going to be very forward and going to allow reinforcements there very quickly.
Well, we might see Reunite group up a little bit here after they respawn because Enigma just gets a double pulse bomb. Seagull with a reflection kill on Unfixed. And even though Mendo Kusai is in the back, this is going to be a big wipe in favor of Mixup.
Yeah, most importantly, if Milo stays on this Mei the entire time, we're going to have to hold Uncanny Luck to his $120 donation.
I know, Mei looking pretty big thus far, but... So one thing I think we're going to see, I think we have to see a bit more of a group up here from Reunited. They do have 2 Transcendences up, and Transcendence doesn't do much if you're not near the Zenyatta, so they might just use both to sort of go through here. But look at the defense. The defense also has double Transcendence, so I don't know what's going to go down. Probably a lot of Zen.
Yeah, and Valutaja just couldn't handle it any longer. He switches back to McCree.
Yeah, well, he's where he belongs. I mean, Valta has been one of the best McCrees in the game. I was kind of surprised to see him not on it to start out with. Too Easy and Harblu trading off here. 2 quick kills, actually, for Reunited. So Reunited getting a little bit more momentum here. They take out the teleporter. Pyro, though, gets the Genji, and now a lot of their offensive pressure is down, and Mei frosts down Valutaja.
Yeah,
and Seagull coming in over the top of the Dragon Blade.
Like, putting up those walls really, it doesn't stop the Genji, but it slows him down. He had to climb over it after his ultimate. I think Mei might be at least part of the solution to this composition, or at least run her as that 6th flex spot in the composition.
Yeah, so taking away Seagull just annihilates Too Easy, and wow, just the defense for Mixup looking really, really good, and I think Reunited a little bit out of sorts now.
Yeah, I mean, as fast as they capture that first point, they've been completely stalled out since. That's one of the big downsides of this composition, is that momentum, one way or the other, is a huge factor in this type of comp.
Yeah, Enigma, even though he has both orbs on him, he's in the back. He's staying alive forever. He's making things happen. Finally, he goes down the Valutaja. But the thing is, you kill Tracer that far back, it's not like the Tracer's not going to be back by the time you get to the card. I mean, Tracer comes back up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm in Dockside now on the Widowmaker. Make sure you watch him. We don't want him angry at us.
I mean, there's probably wants to be passive-aggressive and say, no, I'm not going to watch you, but we'll check him out for the next offensive run once he respawns and gets over here, and there he is. He actually gets a quick pick on Seagull, so he's making some time, and Valutaja takes out Mei. Mei finally going down.
That's actually huge because they were grouped up. They were about to push the cart with their own Tranquility, and she had Blizzard up, which would have completely shut that down. Now, as things are, they're able to push the cart and get the 2nd point.
Yeah, they got to the 2nd checkpoint. Good stuff coming up for United. We see Mendo Kusai trying to take out Enigma. A little bit back and forth. Really, Tracer very, very hard to kill in those situations. But now the momentum is all with Reunited, and Mixup has to sort of come up with a response.
Yeah, I mean, this composition, especially when they're versus one another, is all about the momentum. That kill feed can essentially tell you who is winning at any given point in time. Right now...
Oh, and Winghaven just got a big kill with the orb. So that's 2 down now for the defense, and we see Reunited pushing up very heavily. And if Mendo Kusai can just get 1 or 2 picks here, that would be huge. Too Easy picks off Milo. The momentum's still very firmly in favor. I think that was Seagull activating a Dragon Blade here. Seagull at the Dragon Blade goes in, gets taken out by Valutaja though.
Yeah, this might just be alive. They're just not on the cart. They just kind of just lost track of it, and were in the room hanging out. They were reinforcing through that teleporter there, but the cart was pushed. That's a pretty good time from Reunited.
Yeah, Reunited started out a little bit, well, they got the first point very easily, and then they just got stuck right after that for a long time. They were just getting hammered in the back by Enigma. Enigma did so much work in the back, and then they got a few picks, they got momentum in their favor, and it just went right back the other way, and they just kept rolling until the very last point.
Yeah, and I think the different flavors of this composition is that 6th flex spot is what we see is how is a team going to gain that momentum back once they're lost, once they're stalled out. We saw that Reunited there favored switching to a Widowmaker and getting a couple picks off of Mendoxai's play on Widowmaker. But Latasha, of course, just goes back to McCree and gets a couple picks of his own. But it's really that 6th flex spot that's defining this composition for different teams. No team has run it exactly the same way each time. Mixup preferred to run the Roadhog on offense at least to get picks and try to gain momentum back. Now they're running May. Maybe they come off of it. Does that really count as a full round as May? It might. We'll see what Uncanny wants to do in those donations. But crazy to see that comp against each other. And yeah, I mean, it's so much based on the momentum, that composition.
Absolutely. And honestly, all complaints aside, Reunited set a very quick time there. I mean, that's under 6 minutes for attack. That's going to be rough for Mixup to beat here. And there's a lot on the line. The prize pool, of course, last we looked was up to $815, now $818. So both teams perhaps fighting a little bit harder today because this has been our biggest weekly yet.
Yeah, biggest weekly, thanks to matchreno.com providing the platform for us, but mostly thanks to you guys for those of you who are using the coupon code GGNA to throw that free $1 in there. We really appreciate that. And a big shout out to our enormous sponsors who have been just throwing hundreds of dollars at us. We appreciate that for sure. And, you know, thank you, of course, to DX Racer and Rocket for providing the base pool that we can even pretend to start a tournament with a prize pool. Thank you to them as well. So a great tournament today and a huge prize pool payout going to the winner and second place for this tournament. And neither team wants to go out in third, that's for sure.
Yep. So taking a look here as the Reunited defense rolls out. Here we got Morte on the Zenyatta, Winghaven on the Symmetra, Valtaja on the McCree. No craziness from him. Too easy on the defensive tracer, unfixed on Torbjorn and Mendo Kusai on Genji. So they only have one orb for 2 offensive classes here, but they're going to go with this anyways. Double builder defense. So this is an interesting defensive comp. I don't think we've seen anything exactly like this before.
No, you haven't seen a Torbjorn on this map in particular in quite some time, and it looks like Mixup is going to run their flavor of the double orb composition with that Roadhog in it. Milo on the Roadhog, of course. It's going to be interesting to see how they deal with this Torbjorn. That is kind of be one to watch, and then of course Valutaja, always a threat to take out anyone.
Yep, the timer is started. It's 5:59 on the clock. Will Mixup be able to beat the time set by Reunite? Because Reunite, even after some stumbling, they set a very, very good time, Hex. And now we just get to see what Mixup does. I think for them, it's going to be really vital that they get through point A quickly. Because even though Reunited got stalled a bit right after point A usually eats up a lot of defensive time.
Right, and also because Winghaven is on that Symmetra, if you don't capture it very quickly, they're going to be able to reinforce with a teleporter. They almost need to capture it on this first push.
Yep. That being said, Seagull gets a quick kill on Mendo Kusai. Genji on Genji action. That looks very good for Mixup. Flashbang misses on Enigma. Enigma giving Valtaja a little bit of fits here.
Yeah, Winghaven able to take out Seagull in the back line, so it's going to help her charge the teleporter up as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, the offense is posting up in the new room with the offensive Symmetra.
Yeah, Pyro able to come over, take out Valtaja. That is not an insignificant pick by any means. We do have the teleporter up now for Winghaven, though. It's going to let Reunited reinforce a bit more quickly, but both teams really trading off kills back and forth. Unfixed takes out Pyro and Mendo Kusai takes out Enigma. So really, defense is holding in here, and Reunited is buying themselves a lot of valuable time.
It's working really well. One of the downsides of the Sentry being up for Torbjorn is that it allowed the offensive Symmetra to charge her teleporter ultimate up, so that teleporter is up in that room. However, he does have Molten Core up, which is a very strong ultimate for this Sentry.
Yeah, so taking a look here, people are coming in through the offensive teleporter. It's doing a lot of work for helping the mix-up pressure. Seagull does have Dragon Blade at the ready. He's going to be popping it any moment here. He wants to get this in. Yeah, if he gets this, yeah, I think a Dragon Blade's going to be coming out. But here comes Mendo Kusai. Mendo has something to say about that. And now Mendo giving him a run for his money. Dragon Blade is going to come out. Will he be able to get Mendo? He's chasing after him. Slicing, dicing, does not get him just yet. Getting a little bit roped and dope. But there's 3 kills out for the mix-up side. Enough damage has been done. And they are in a very good position on this point now.
Yeah, Unfixed never able to get that turret up to a position where he could Molten Core it and use it to its full effect. However, defense is going to transcend on this point and keep it alive a little longer.
Yep, they're trying to buy a lot of time because, again, looking at the time here, they don't have to hold for too long, but certainly Mixup has all the momentum in the world now. And what's going to be interesting is they just wiped out Reunited. How aggro are they going to go here to keep this momentum going? Oh, Mendo Kusai tried to bring out the Dragon Blade, but Seagull and Enigma having none of that, just immediately dispatching him and stopping that.
Unfixed in a poor position now. He does get his sentry down, but he dies for it, so that he's not going to be able to molten core that again. I would have liked to see him fall back a little farther and actually set up that sentry in a position where he could molten core it and stall out the offense even a little longer.
So taking a look here. Mendo Kusai still has Dragon Blade up. He was in the process of using it because he died right away. The ultimate did not drain away. So lots of good defensive ults are up now for Reunited, and they only have to hold for 3 more minutes, so they just need to win maybe 2 or 3 more fights, and this game will probably be theirs.
Yeah, Mixup now changing up their composition again. Roadhog is now out of it. Milo instead going to Soldier 76 as a potential answer for this composition. He does use his ultimate now.
Yep. So Milo able to take out too easy. Seagull with the pick on Voltaja. 2 picks for the offense again, and this is exactly what you want. You want to build this momentum when running this sort of double Zenyatta offense.
Yeah, they're moving very quickly. There is a defensive teleporter being able to reinforce. They're going to contest the second point with all their heart.
Seagull just got a really big pick on Mendo Kusai. Milo might have died. Enigma takes out the teleporter. It's not going to do anything. And Seagull could drop the Dragon Blade at any moment here. He's just going to help push up the cart. And either way, Hex, we might be heading for a photo finish. There's 2 minutes left. Still a long way to go for Mixup. They're making good time if they want to beat Reunited's time, but they could hit any number of stopping blocks.
Yeah, but a crucial moment in this game as they were able to capture that point that is going to move their spawns forward, and they do have some offensive ultimates ready to use here.
Yeah, offensive ults are up. If you're a Mixup right now, you just want to go in, make it the most of this, get your kills, and win the map right now. You don't want it to go to wire. That being said, we do have the Dragon Blade coming from Mendo Kusai. Mendo Kusai desperately trying to get pick. Will slice Seagull down! And as a result, he might get Enigma. Enigma looking a bit in trouble, trying to dash away. Deflection is out.
Yeah, really smart play there by Reunited. They don't allow the fight to be taken to them. They take the fight to the offense.
But look at the offensive teleporter.
Yeah, great.
Look at the Heart Blue with a great positioning here, and this is going to keep the pressure on. And Seagull's already back. He just took out Morte.
We've got more May.
More May. May coming out for Milo. I love it. We see Seagull again in good position here. Milo and Enigma getting picks each. This is a minute 20 left. This is a very good time thus far for Mixup. They just need to push the car a little bit more, and they will beat Reunited's time on map 1.
Yeah, and this is where May actually really thrives. She's got the sustainability to stay alive. She blocked off that wall, allowing, completely blocking Mendo from able to get picks on the card on his Widowmaker, and now they're going to run offensive Transcendence.
Oh, look at the cart. The cart is so close right now, Hex. They can't get off the cart at any point. We do see the technical advantage going on Voltaja. Oh my god, Voltaja with the triple kill. Just gunning everyone down. That is extremely clutch coming out for him. And Reunited was very close to losing that. And now, this next fight might decide the entire game. There's only 45 seconds left, Hex.
And it's up to Seagull with the only ultimate up in the game to try to carry his team to victory.
It's really all going to come down to this. Mixup is so very close, but so is Reunited. Reunited only needs to hold now for 35 more seconds. It all comes down to this fight, Hex.
The defensive Transcendence might be a game changer as well, as also charging up as we move into this final fights.
Mendo almost got a pick on Seagull. Seagull with a great deflect. Stopped that from happening. Unfixed, though, takes out May. Mendo almost takes out the Zenyatta, not quite. That's 2 picks now for the defense. 3 picks. Mendo Kusai takes out Heart Blue, takes out Pyro. And now there's no Resurrect coming in, and Reunited has almost certainly taken map number 1 versus Mixup.
Yeah, Mendoxai on his Widowmaker going absolutely ham, shutting that push down before it started. And even in victory, Reunited is unhappy. But that's fine. They should be happy. They're one step closer to a chunk of our huge prize pool this week.
Yeah, that was great stuff coming out from both teams. And that was a tense finish, Hex. I had no idea who was going to win that. That was So
we got to see some May though.
We did get to see some May.
Pretty viable in that situation. It was really nice to try to counter Mendoxai's sniper. Just throw a wall in front of it. Worked out pretty well. And I think May could be part of the answer. Not the whole answer clearly, but part of it.
I mean, May had a decent showing. It wasn't quite the over-the-top counter as you would expect, but it could be part of a viable comp against these sort of strategies.
So that is map 1 to Reunited. Winner of this semifinals, best of 3, will go on to face Google Me in the grand finals, our best of 5.
Yep. So Enigma with the play of the game. Enigma doing a lot of work in the beginning, and he is a great tracer, man.
Yeah, some pretty solid tracking there.
So we're going to move on to map number 2. It will be Mixup's choice. And given what we saw there, I mean, it could be King's Row. could be Dorado. I feel like it might be Dorado of the two, since Dorado, I believe, was the third map in the pool.
Yeah, well, quick shout out to Uncanny Luck, who donates with the message, amazing gameplay. $26 into the pool, doesn't suck at all. $944 our grand total. Thank you guys. This prize pool is getting insane. Of course, we started off with our sponsors, Rocket and DX Racer. They throw in, Matcherino throws in, and they give you the opportunity in the platform to throw in on coupon codes and then whatever else you want to throw in on top. And my goodness, is getting out of hand. $944. We might hit $1,000 before it's all over. And I still don't think any of that will make Reunited happy.
Reunited, even if they win, they're probably going to be unhappy today. But the second map will be Dorado, as expected. Mixup going to, I believe, what they feel is one of their stronger maps in Dorado. And we should have a great map number 2. And just to bring that visually up there, and big shout outs to May Love, man, from Uncanny Luck. But we are now less than $60 away from $1,000 prize pool for the weekly. That is nuts, Hex.
Yeah, and I do want to give a shout out to Bagelberry too, who says go esports for $10. You know, any donation over the dollar is going to get shouted out to. Thank you, Bagelberry. You are contributing to this enormous prize pool. Thank you everyone for watching. If you want to contribute but don't want to bust out that wallet, just go to the Matcherino tournament page. You can find that link in chat with !Matcherino. Sign in, hit donate, and type in the code GGNA. That throws $1 right out of Matcherino's pocket into this prize pool, and we would much appreciate it.
Yep. So that being said, because of new map rules, we're going to be getting into map number 2 very shortly here. This is going to be map number 2, Mixup versus Reunited. And Reunited, despite all their complaining, they looked really good in map 1. It was incredibly close, but Reunited definitely showing why they're one of the best teams in the game right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a funny thing. Like, man, I hate this meta. We're so good at it. It sucks. Like, they played really well. What I find really interesting about this kind of double composition meta is that it does have the flexibility to put in something else to give it your own kind of slant on things. We saw the Mei, we've seen Roadhog, we've seen Lucio, we see a Widowmaker come in. So it does have more flexibility than the 2-2-2 meta we saw not too long ago. I think it's fun to watch. It's absolute mayhem. It's the DPS classes going crazy, and it's just nonstop action. I was sitting there like, I have no idea what to look at, but just sitting with a giant grin on my face like an idiot. It was enjoyable.
Yeah. So we're actually getting a little bit of clarification here on how to pronounce. We've been calling him Pyro, but it's actually Piero, as in, I don't know.
Well, now he says Pyro.
Wait, now I don't. Well, we can't call both Pure or PYYOU or Pyro and Pyro because that's just gonna be ridiculous.
Well, no, Pure is pure, like Pure. Yeah. Pure.
Okay, he is pure, so it wasn't right. We had some lapse in communication. All these very strange P names.
Yeah, welcome to esports.
All on Mixup.
Fun story. Last night I was actually just pubbing around, and I was calling out like, I'm gonna kill this Lucio with my pulse bomb, and I got in on the Lucio, and I nailed this great pulse bomb, and then the Lucio sound barriered out of it. That Lucio, real world, pure, absolutely wrecked my night. So
yeah, Pyro and Pure. That is what we're going to go with from here on out. Man, esports.
Yeah, it's been very esports today. I'm kind of loving it. There's been all sorts of interesting stuff surrounding Overwatch this weekend, but we're just in the game, and I think this composition's really fun to watch. I find it more fun to watch than the 2-2-2 was, at least.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we get action all around the map. We get a lot of good one-on-ones. It's really testing the mechanical skill as you see Genji v Genji, Tracer v Tracer, Tracer v Genji, and all around. I mean, players are having to prove themselves left, right, and center. So yeah, I mean, Reunited might not be happy with it because it's a very different style of Overwatch, but it's been fun to watch thus far. No pun intended.
Yeah, and I really do like the flexibility of it. Like I said, we've seen different variations of it. The IDDQ model runs the Lucio. Mixup generally likes the Roadhog, but they switch it up with the Mei. Of course, Reunited is going to find a way to run a McCree because Valutaja loves McCree, but they found a way to fit in a Widowmaker too. So I think it's fun to watch. I don't want rules to change it. Reunited, maybe they'll change their mind if they win a huge chunk of this nearly $1,000 prize pool, but still seemingly unhappy with it. But I think we're going to Dorado next, and we're just waiting for someone to hit that ready button. Man, it's been a great day of Overwatch so far.
It's been amazing thus far. So it looks like Mixup is now ready. I believe that Reunite is ready. I don't even know anymore. But any moment now, we should be getting in on Dorado. and we'll see just what the defense of Mixup can bring. I think certainly we're going to be seeing some Junkrat here. They really like Junkrat and Dorado the last time we saw them.
Yeah, I mean, the Junkrat on Dorado was phenomenal. Seagull's Junkrat all day yesterday was absolutely brutal. It kind of carried teams at certain points. We've already seen a 4K tire at one point. It's been insane.
Very much so. So, we are getting in. Dorado is on the table. Reunited striking first blood 1-0 in an incredibly close set on Numbani. And now Mixup, one of the favorites of the tournament, finding themselves fighting for their tournament life. Can they defend North America against the EU incursion?
Yeah, and really going out in third place in this tournament is going to hurt more often than more than it usually does, because we're paying out first and second place in this tournament. Third place goes home with not even close to bragging rights. They just go home to rethink the meta strategy. So definitely a lot on the line in this semifinals game. Of course, the winner is in for no treat either, as they have to face Google Me in the grand finals, and Google Me has looked unstoppable lately, on par with IDDQD.
Google Me's been on a long break. I mean, hopefully they don't get cold, because they basically finished up their semifinal right as this semifinal was beginning. So Google Me not just tore through their bracket in record speed. That being said, taking a look at the defense coming up from Mixup, we got Enigma on the McCree, Piero on the Symmetra, Seagull on Junkrat. What else would he be on? Milo on the Reinhardt, Harblu on the Farah, and Pure on the Mercy.
Yeah, and it looks like Reunited is going to put their own spin on this as well. They're going double Zen, double Genji, with a Symmetra, of course, and then that 6th flex spot is going to be a Winston for now, but I imagine at some point Balotasha is going to find a way to fit a McCree into this composition. It's Morte and Unfixed on the Zens, Mendoxai too easy on the Genjis, Winghaven is going to be playing the Symmetra, and Balotasha, for now, is on Winston.
Yeah, I mean, so usually you have Tracer Genji here, but screw it. We're just getting double Genjis, double your ninja action, so to speak. And I'm curious to see how this works out. I mean, lots of people thought, okay, Genji's dead, he got health nerf, but now just, I don't know, just throw in a Symmetra and double up on your Genjis, and, you know, maybe everything just works out okay. And Voltage is on Winston, so there is no McCree. This is a change up for Reunited, to be sure.
Yeah, and I think this is partially one of the answers to this composition that I think might work out well. Running a Farah and a Mercy, Pure and Harblu, of course, work very well together, both very familiar with these heroes, so it might be enough to avoid Genji and then destroy Genji is the idea here.
Yeah, that being said, too easy, stepped in the wrong trap. Seagull able to take him out with that Junkrat trap, and now Mendo Kusai going the back, but he's going to be without his partner as the defensive Mixup picks up 3 quick kills.
Yeah, a pretty strong hold thus far. They did get kind of bullied out of their high ground position, and they have to fall back to this arch, but it's a very defendable spot. Their defensive teleporter is up now, and that Riptire is ready for action as well.
Yeah, really nothing went well for Reunited on that offensive push. I mean, when one of your Genjis dies for free to a trap, it's going to be a bad time. And they're just going to have to regroup and hope for a little bit more luck going forward here. That being said, a Riptire is fully charged from Seagull. We could see that out at any moment, X.
Yeah, Winston puts a shield down on the card. It was just kind of the idea of a shield.
Oh, speaking of,
immediately.
Here comes the tire. It's being sneaky. It's going in. It takes out both Morte and Too Easy. The tire, yet again, doing some work.
So the defensive teleporter is up. The offensive teleporter comes right behind the cart, though. I'm not a huge advantage, but you might as well use it, and they're going to reinforce very quickly. Now they're running a Mercy instead of 2 Zenyatas as well.
Yep, Seagull, again, the spam doing work, takes out Winghaven in the back. Symmetra will be down, so, again, the defense holding really strong here, and honestly, Reunite has been really struggling to make things happen thus far.
Yeah, it might not be the right map for this composition, especially not the first point. Now, past the first point where things open up a little bit, they may switch back to that composition, but right now, they're trying to run a much more traditional comp because they're struggling through this archway.
Yeah, we see one of the Genji switching off to Farah. We see Voltaja putting the ape aside and coming in as McCree. Sort of home feeling for him. And take a look at Mendo. Mendo is in the back. He's spamming, trying to be a nuisance. We see the offensive Transcendence comes out. They're pushing in. Genji's pushing in from the back. We see 2 kills now for the Reunited side, but 2 kills for the defense. And the res comes out, so now Mixup is back at full strength.
Yeah, a classic Mixup res there with 2 people down. That's too many for them to ignore a resurrection. They bring the full team back to strength, whereas Reunited was unable to get that res charged up in time and get their whole team back up. The only ultimate up now is for Mendo on his Genji, and Milo's got his Earth Shatter up. Really strong defense so far out of Mixup.
Well, not only has Mixup brought themselves a lot of time here, they also just have the thing now for Reunited, where Reunited is now at risk of not even getting to the first point and suffering just a total defeat on offense.
Yeah, they're going to have to do some work with this flank on the left side. They're trying to run their combo, and their combo, of course, being Mercy and Pharah on Too Easy and Morte. They do have the Resurrection up, too, so they might just get very aggressive and sack.
We have another Tire. Tire is out. Tire is on the prowl. And it gets 2 people again!
Yep.
So
Resurrection, also, Morte was killed before that fight, so Resurrection's not even an option.
Morte now come back in, and we see the Earth Shatter come down here, but Piero, not having any of it, takes out Winghaven. Honestly, that's a bit of a wasted Earth Shatter.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get much done there. It looked cool. He got forward knocked to the ground with it, but there's absolutely no follow-up, and now he's not going to have it for a while. So unless he was going to switch heroes, I think it was a huge mistake.
So take a look here. We see Mendo Kusai now on the Widowmaker, free to pick off as he pleases. Genji is gone, so we start out with 2 Genjis, now there are none, and Mendo gonna get taken out there by a Seagull bomb yet again. Too Easy, though, doing some work from the air. He's picked up 3 kills thus far. Too Easy making stuff happen. He will get taken out, but some damage was done, and Pure does not have his res up just yet. In fact, he won't have it up for a while.
Yeah, doing a really nice job. They put the whole team on that flank there and kind of took a different angle to the cart. However, the cart is rolled back all the way through the archway while they're pushing forward.
Tire's out, and the Tire takes out Valtaja and badly wounds the Reinhardt. He is going to get resurrected. That's a nice resurrect coming from Morte. Basically nullifies that, but Seagull again picking up more kills after the res. Yep. So a little bit of back and forth here. Harblue with the barrage from the above takes out Valtaja. Unfixed with the kill on Harblue. It's getting pretty scrappy here, but the defense is buying themselves a lot of time, and if they can just kill a few more people, they will actually hold on point A.
Yeah, offense finally able to reinforce, so the defense did not clean them up quick enough while Reunited was spread out a little bit and a bit out of sorts. So now the cart getting a little momentum. Defense is kind of grouping up now and able to hold this cart where it is.
Yep, so taking a look at this, overtime is in progress. Now, Reunited fighting for their lives on Dorado. They at least want to get to this checkpoint if possible. We see anybody looking for the Deadeye, not able to get it. Valtaja takes him out. It is all sorts of scrappy here. Both teams throwing good shots at each other. Watching Too Easy, just firing death from above. Mendo Kusai, though, picks off Harblue. That is a very big pick, and now the momentum shifting a bit in favor of Reunited as the cart is now finally moving. Too Easy with the great barrage, takes out 2. I think there was a teleport in the back, so people came in from the back, but they all get mopped up, and Reunited will stay alive as they get point A, but it took them a long time, Max.
Yeah, that was a very slow push, a solid defense coming out, and what we saw the double orb coming out from both teams, and then both kind of completely switching off of it. Not the right map for it, apparently. Now, this area does open up a little bit, but it seems like both teams are, well, actually, you know, Mixup is running it now.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of double orb, I think we're about to see more double orb action coming out. Seagull switching from Junkrat to Genji. And Enigma, once again on the Tracer, reflects the rocket, but oh no, he gets taken out by Mendo Kusai. And this is starting to remind me a little bit of what happened with Pluppy last week. Or yesterday, not even last week.
Yeah, being able to get to this high ground and get so far forward with the Widowmaker is really tough. Now, defense is in a rough spot, not really even able to push out safely anywhere. Too Easy does take down Enigma as well, and now the momentum is really running.
Look at that, this is a double orb diva. That is really difficult to deal with. She does finally go out of her mech. And that takes off the orb, so a little bit of back and forth here. Too Easy able to take out Pure in the back. It's getting a little bit brawly. Too Easy with another pick, and really Too Easy has been bringing it as Pharah in this last bit here, Hex.
Yeah,
He's been getting the kills needed.
I think Pharah's a great answer to this. Really easy to take out the Zenyatas in the background, and that's exactly what Too Easy did. Takes on both Zenyatas, completely depowering this composition. And wow, from first to second point, things sure have changed.
Yeah, I mean, really, Mendo Kusai and Too Easy have been putting the team on their back, so to speak, and they have really been the two powerhouses that have been letting this Reunited offense find its second wind, move forward, and now they're threatening to potentially complete the map.
Well, they really needed to get that second point, though, because the time they put up to capture the first point would have been easily beatable, but now they made that win condition much more difficult for Mixup when it's their turn to attack, and they might even finish this map out. They have a huge ultimate advantage right now.
Yeah, Enigma was finally able to take out Too Easy. That's going to be a lot down. Mercy does have the option of a res. She's going to hold it for now. They're just going to wait for Too Easy to res normally. And Reunited, they know they have 3 minutes. They're going to back up a bit, slow it down a bit. Mendo going to switch off to Widow. Widow usually not the greatest on the last point here. It's difficult to get sightline, so the 76 switch makes all the sense in the world. And look at all the ultimates that are up for Reunited right now.
Yeah, I wonder if they know that they have such a huge advantage. If they do, you'd have to think that the next huge push comes out right now. And yes, they are speed boosting in.
And taking a look here, we see now Too Easy Going for the rockets, doesn't hit the midair, but doesn't need to. Two are already dead for the defense, and Reunited has been rolling. Mixup really struggling to find their footing here against a renewed Reunited offense, and two are down. They're pushing the payload. Mendo picks up a third, and now between Too Easy and Mendo Kusai, they still have 3 ultimates on the table.
They can see a barrage on spawn door, not even needed.
It's not even needed. Yeah.
Well
then.
That was almost like 2 games in 1. They were absolutely stonewalled for a while there, were able to break through, and then talk about momentum. And Dockside, very forward on his Widow, gets a couple crucial picks, and then running that double orb composition, when you're stalled out like that and you're on your back foot, it's a really tough composition to be able to hold anything with.
Yeah, Too Easy, I mean, Too Easy went absolutely crazy in the last part of this game, aided by Mendo. They just caught fire. They weren't dying. They were getting pick after pick. They kept the momentum going, and they really saved what was going to be a very bad round for Reunited. And now, I mean, that attack time is certainly beatable by Mixup. Mixup has to feel a little bit good about that, but they were so close to having the full hold, which would have been very easily beatable by comparison.
Yeah, I love the Pharah pick here. I mean, with a Mercy or without a Mercy, Pharah's really good against, kind of singled out targets. And what that composition with the double orb does is everyone kind of has to break up. You can 2-shot Zenyatta's. You're not a huge target for the Genji. Tracer kind of has a difficult time dealing with a Pharah in the air. And so I think a Pharah is a really core component to trying to dismantle that double orb composition. Now, if Mixup had been running the Roadhog, which they normally do, that might have been an answer to the Pharaoh, which is an answer to the other composition, but really cool stuff coming out there, and what a tale of 2 points there. Once they got the first point, they were unstoppable.
Yeah, and it was just really good stuff coming up from Reunited in general, and honestly, we haven't really talked about too much today, but Reunited, while they've fixed some of their problems, they're still at heart at times an inconsistent team, which is why we've seen them lose to teams maybe they shouldn't lose to, and then we've seen them just have incredibly strong performances, and we actually saw a bit of that within a single map. That map was effectively a microcosm of Reunited's gameplay in general. Sometimes they just get absolutely rocked, and then they catch fire and go ham. They have a very high ceiling and I guess a lower floor than most.
Yeah, but you got to think Too Easy is pretty happy about that. He's been pretty vocal about not liking the composition, and then he switched to Pharah and just absolutely crushed it. So I think he's got to be grinning a little bit to himself. We do see the Mixup version of this double orb composition coming out with their Tracer, Genji, double Zens, and they're going to run their Roadhog with it as well.
So taking a look at things here, we now see that the defense of Reunited is going to be unfixed on Lucio, Morte on the Zenyatta, Winghaven on the Reinhardt, Valataja on McCree, Too Easy on the Symmetra, Mendo Kusai rounding things out on a defensive Junkrat. So even Reunited bringing out the defensive junk.
Yeah, I mentioned Milo is going to run the Roadhog. He's kind of the sixth piece of this composition. Pure and Pyro are going to run the Zenyatas. Seagull and Enigma will be running Genji and Tracer respectively, and Harblu on the Symmetra.
Yep, so the timer will be going in just a moment here. Mixup now 8-10 to beat Reunited's time. This is a beatable time, but they need to do it, Hex. Otherwise, they will be out of the tournament. They will be out before the grand finals, and that is not something they want.
Yeah, out of the money as well.
Yep, so taking a look at this, we do see, of course, this double aggressive comp coming out from Mixup. They have the Genji, they have the Tracer, they want to get in the back. Enigma has been so effective today, and he is looking for his opening.
Yeah, poor Milo alone on the cart. Just as a Roadhog, he's going to take the brunt of this aggression. The defense is pushing very far forward.
And Mendo able to show by going in on a Junkrat, not always the easiest thing. Seagull just got killed trying to go in on Mendo Kusai there. Mendo takes out Enigma as well, so Junkrat taking out the 2 problems, one after the other. So a good early defense from Reunited, and taking care of the problems is Mendo Kusai.
Yeah, Junkrat was firmly establishing himself in the meta beforehand, but if he's facing this composition too, he's actually pretty good against most of the heroes in this comp.
Yeah, no, he is not bad in the least, and right now we see Mixup is setting up again. Enigma and Seagull looking for their openings. Seagull going in, will eat a Discord Orb, has to get through Valataja. Not the easiest thing, has to be a little bit careful, but he's getting good poke in, and here comes a Junkrat tire from Mendo Kusai. And look at it, it's hiding. It's a self-tire. No, it just runs into Seagull's back. But Seagull able to take out Mendo as well, as Mendo's sort of sitting there channeling the tire. So a little bit of back and forth there.
Yeah, the defensive teleporter is able to come up though, so that's a problem that Mixup is going to have to deal with at some point. The reinforcements can be very quick.
In fact, Enigma is looking for that teleporter right now. I think he thinks it might be in the back, but it's actually a little bit further up in front. But he does have a Pulse Bomb. Enigma, anytime a Tracer has Pulse Bomb, plays can be made at a second's notice. Enigma very well can make something big happen here. He's just looking for his opportunity.
Yeah, the pulse bombs are actually a crucial part of this composition. If you hit it, then the momentum is firmly in your favor. You usually take out one, maybe two people with it. If you miss it, then you're in a rough spot and you're just trying to crack a defense that you're not really equipped to just hammer through.
Yep, so again, we see Enigma with the orb doing that. He lands a stick on Symmetra, takes her out. That was a great stick, but unfortunately, Mendo, while Enigma was doing work in the back, Mendo was able to neutralize Seagull. So Seagull dying the Junkrat again, and this is going to hurt the offense just a bit as both teams trading off kills, but being down a Genji is pretty rough. That being said, Genji able to use the offensive teleporter, able to get back into the frays, so might not be as big of a loss as thought.
Yeah, Seal and Enigma dying pretty often so far in this game. I would imagine we're going to see some offensive transcendences come through here. Yes, we do.
Yep, we see the Dragon Blade come out, but it's going to get neutralized by the Sound Bear. Seagull just has to back up, hold, deflect, and look for another opportunity. And oh no, here comes the tire. The tire coming from the back. It could have blown up Seagull. He decided not to, and it doesn't blow up anything. Mendo Kusai losing a bit of an opportunity there. He had the kill, didn't grab it. Now Seagull free to do whatever he wants here, so long as he doesn't get killed by Valataja.
Yeah, they're finally making a little bit of push on this cart. With the death of Mendoxai on the Roadhog, they're able to, or the Junkrat rather, they're able to get through here, and now it's kind of getting scrappy down here, but I think they're going to get this point.
Yeah, Valataja and Seagull doing a ton of work there, and I just have to wonder how that would have worked out if Mendo just clicked the fire button on Seagull. That would have taken him out, and Seagull was very integral to that push from Mixup, so if Seagull had just died to the tire, maybe Reunited holds for a little bit longer there.
Well, it's what we see Seagull being very good at on his Junkrat, is that he is not greedy with it. He will take whatever kills he can get on it and make the impact that his ultimate can provide. But now they have all the momentum in the ward. Enigma and Seagull pushing very far forward, both with orbs on them. That Tracer Pulse Bomb doesn't hit anything, but does clear some space. Defense is setting up, though.
Yeah, defense is setting up, but again, this comp of Tracer Genji so effective at stopping teams from setting up. Soldier 76 going to go down. Valataja is down. That's a big part of the Reunited defense. And Enigma still going crazy, really capitalizing on these Discord orbs. Takes out Pharah. Enigma is really doing work this game, Hex.
Seagull up top, meanwhile, takes out both Junkrat and the Mercy, and this is when it gets super dangerous. The defense is bleeding players, and it's not going to stop anytime soon unless they can shut down both Enigma and Seagull in the back lines, but it's not stopping.
Yeah, and actually, Enigma has a pulse bomb here. He can blow things up at any moment. He sees them coming out of their spawn point. He is dancing back and forth, looking for his opportunity as Reunited is trying to group up. Pulse bomb doesn't really connect there, but it doesn't matter because look at the payload. We see now that Mixup has made a lot of good time, and Hex, they have 3 minutes and 40 seconds here. They have all the time in the world and then some to cap this map out.
They have to charge away defensively. Morte goes down again. There's going to be no resurrection up. Winghaven finally deals with Seagull, but guess what? Enigma's still alive.
Yeah, and Winghaven on the Reinhardt. Again, Reinhardt's just sort of weird against these comps. I mean, I wonder if it is the best pick. Teams still go with him. I don't know if it's just sort of habit or what, but now Reunited has sort of the unenviable position having to defend this for over 3 minutes, and this is going to be really rough for them, Hex.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of okay because they have Resurrection, but I think both Resurrection now gone. Now they have
Seagull gets in with the Dragon Blade with Enigma. They both do a whole ton of work. Lots of people are going to go down, and this could be it for Mixup. This could be what they need to take map number 2.
Yeah, staggering those Transcendences is a great idea. They use one, and they're all grouped up together. By the time that one wears out, they have another one ready, so there's about 10 seconds of absolute invulnerability.
The whole hog comes out. They're keeping people off it, and yes, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to spare, Mixup has evened up the series, and now we're going to go to a final and decisive map number 3.
God, it's just one play cracks that composition opens so well. It's amazing how it does nothing, and then just absolutely unstoppable. Yeah, this is happening while you're watching Enigma and Seagull up top just crush the Junkrat, crush the Mercy, and then yeah, that game was over right there.
Worked out really, really well. So now there is no map choice. The third map will be coming out. It will be King's Row, I believe. And we'll see just what comes out. Either team could take it. Both teams looking very strong here today. And surprisingly, Reunited not saying anything in chat after. I think they're just in hyper focus now, and they just want to look at and look forward to King's Row.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. We'll go to King's Row. We get to see this composition. I don't think we've seen it on King's Row yet, have we? Maybe we saw it a little bit yesterday. I watched some teams scrim with it on King's Row. It gets really iffy if they choose to run this double orb composition on offense. It gets really iffy towards the end. It's really hard to kind of break through to that last point and keep the other team far enough back. You need that offensive teleporter in a good position to be able to reinforce, and you need big picks off the Tracer Pulse Bomb as well. We might see them switch it up and not run maybe a Roadhog or something in it. I do really think that a Lucio is great for those final push kind of points.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just see what comes of it, really. And yeah, so I don't really know who's going to take this. I mean, Reunited has been very, very strong Kings Row in the past, but so is Mixup. So I feel like going into this, neither team really has a big advantage. Maybe if there is some thought to the idea that the Genji Tracer comp is a little bit less effective on King's Row, maybe Reunited has a little bit of an edge since they don't really like playing that comp or playing against it. I don't know, man. It's been some great games between the two games. I think Mixup definitely showed some degree more superiority on map number 2 because they dominated map number 2, whereas Reunited just barely won map number 1. So maybe going by that, a slight edge Mixup going into the map number 3. I don't know.
We talk about like what really makes this composition tick, and I think you're onto something a couple weeks ago, and you talk about the impact of Tracer's Pulse Bomb, and if someone can hit them consistently, hit them well, then it really opens things up. And we saw this composition really get rolling when Enigma is on it, when he's at his best and when he's hitting Pulse Bombs. Enigma, probably the best Tracer playing right now, at least that we've seen, and he's really making this composition work at a super high level.
Yep. So right now, Mixup asking for a few minutes of a break. So while we're waiting for them to set up, let's take a look at, of course, our Matcherino page. People have been fundraising for the tournament all day long. It has been awesome. We are almost at $950. We are $50 away from the magic mark of $1,000. Just enormous support coming out today from everyone. And take a look at that. We do see last donation, Captain Chua saying, quote, "Thanks for all the hard work to give us awesome Overwatch every week." And Captain Chua, you're very much welcome, my friend.
Happy to do it. So we're at 949. We might be able to hit 1,000. I'm not sure. I think we're out of coupon codes. That's how great the response has been. Very happy with this prize pool. Thank you to all the viewers. Thanks for everyone who's using Matcherino, who's watching our tournaments every week. You know what's great is that we're going to be back next week doing this exact same thing, and we'll probably see a different kind of meta and something else to be excited about. But thanks to our viewers. Thanks to Matcherino.com. Thanks for DX Racer. Thanks for Rocket. Thanks for Overwatch. Thanks for everything. I am in a great mood today. This has been such a fun day of Overwatch.
Yeah, no, this has been absolutely phenomenal. And the scary thing is, this isn't the finals. This is merely the semifinals. We have another best of 5 coming at you right after this with one of the best teams in North America in Google Me. And we'll see if Google Me can sort of defend that crown against either the EU incursion or against Mixup. We could actually have an all North American finals.
Yeah, I know Mixup is really eager to prove themselves that they are back at the top of the scene. They took a week or so off to kind of redo the roster. With their Mixup, they're a new roster. It is the core of Not Enigma. It's still Siegel's team, I guess, but Harbler, everyone that they've added to this mix has been phenomenal. They're all playing really well together. The old TF2 team Mixup kind of reformed into Overwatch now. They've been phenomenal to watch, and yeah, man, honestly, I worry about both of them having to play Google Me because Google Me's been stomping people lately too. Regardless, our grand finals is going to be just as hype, but we're headed into game 3 of our semis.
Well, the cool thing, talking about unconventional team comps, one thing we saw coming out from Google Me that was awesome, and he gets a lot of hate, including from me at times when talking about things that he's been bad at, but we saw some of the best use of Hanzo in a comp scene yet by Kai the last time we saw Google Me play. He got great use of him on offense, got very necessary picks, and actually made everyone's favorite or least favorite, depending on your point of view, Archer do a lot of work.
Yeah, Overwatch has a lot of heroes that are your absolute favorite hero to play and your least favorite hero to play against. Everyone enjoys hitting a blind scatter shot through doorways. No one enjoys dying to it.
Hex, this is King's Row, so we could be running into here.
6 Hanzo offensive.
6 Hanzo offense, yes. Will a Zenyatta die? Will a Mercy die? Will it be some? Would your mind be blown if somehow a Reinhardt took enough arrows to die instead of a support dying?
I just don't want to see it. I feel like Reinhardt's over the last couple days have been abused by this composition. It seems unfair. He's such a big lovable oaf and his giant swinging hammer. And yesterday, I think actually in the show match when this composition first came out, we were watching Reinhardt just swing in the air uselessly trying to swat the flies that were Tracer and Genji. And I just felt so bad for him that I can't stand to see him go down to a scattershot arrow. Watching a Mercy go down to maybe the scattershot composition start would be hilarious to me, and I would love to see it.
That would be pretty awesome. But, of course, this is Overwatch. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we can see. I mean, really, I'm not even convinced that the 6 Hanzos is the only sort of cheese / mix-up strategy that you can throw in, no pun intended, early on these maps. I think there's a lot of room for cool opening gambits. Some teams might not like it because they feel it takes away from traditional play, but for me, on the casting point of view, it's really exciting to see teams come in with different strategies that really catch teams off guard.
Yeah, Mendo, a very strong sniper that we've seen before. He's won King's Row maps for his team before, for the most part. The 4-pick that he consistently talks of. I'm pretty sure he has that video somewhere just on a loop playing on his desktop, his 4K on King's Row. But we could see him come out in an offensive Widowmaker, a very good map for Widowmaker in a lot of different phases of this game, and he's a strong player at that. So could see anything here. This is the winner of this map will take our semis to go against Google Me. The winner of this map assured some money for a giant prize pool thanks to Matcherino.com, Roccat, and DX Racer. Wow, it's not even the finals, but this is amped up, man. Let's go.
Yeah, so we are in on King's Row. Both teams are ready, and this is the final decisive map number 3.
Well, I think we're going to see Seagull stick on Junkrat. Seagull likes Junkrat. Junkrat really good on this map. So it looks like, at least defensively, that we're not going to see the double orb composition on defense, which makes a ton of sense because not the best map for it, and a more traditional defense on here might be able to hold.
Yeah, very, very likely. So, taking a look at the mix-up defense as it comes out, we got Enigma on the McCree, Piero on the Symmetra, Pure on Mercy, Seagull on the Junkrat, Harblu on the Pharah, and Milo rounding on the McCree. So, a little bit more traditional, but with the addition of a Junkrat.
Yeah, and I think we are going to see Mendo at least stick on this Widowmaker for a few moments. Maybe he gets a pick from this top doorway here. Actually, he switched to Hanzo. Morte switched to Hanzo. They might be toying with the idea of the scatter spam.
It's happening.
Pray for Pure. Pray for
Wait, we
Pure.
need that Ron Paul gif for you. It's happening, because right now it is actually happening.
I wonder if Morte is going to stick on this Mercy just to damage boost one of them.
I think he might.
Okay, so where
4 seconds?
Where is Pure? Okay.
I don't know, but wait, they're holding off on the arrows for a split second. Now the arrows come down. They did get a few hits, but they didn't get a kill. So
Still fun to watch.
it came close.
Okay, no offensive Widow. Mendoza is actually going to be... I'm just going to call him Mendo. I keep screwing it up. Mendo is going to be on 76. Pretty traditional composition coming out here for Reunited. Valachaja, of course, on McCree. Morte is going to be on Mercy. Unfixed on Lucio. Winghaven playing that Reinhardt. And Too Easy on Pharah.
Yeah, interesting to note that we do see the McCree coming out for Mixup. Mixup they don't run McCree quite as heavily as other teams, but good to see it here. And it will help them with Too Easy's Pharah. Too Easy's Pharah getting a lot of good poke onto the Reinhardt here. And Reunite taking their time. They're not going in too ham just yet, but that's being said. In comes Too Easy. Too Easy dropping shots, but he is getting lit up by McCree. He's going to need to back out a bit, Hex.
Yeah, and the first ultimate phase does enter, and Harblu at Seagull with a couple quick picks, though. But Pure does have his resurrection up if by chance they get wiped out, but it is Mixup doing the wiping right now. Too Easy does take on Milo towards the end, but that push all but stagnated.
Yeah, we saw really good stuff coming out from the combination of Enigma, Harblu, and Seagull to sort of round out the defense there. Enigma actually with a double kill at the end as McCree. And we see this so often where McCree will just... You're winning a fight, and McCree just makes you win even harder.
Yeah, he's definitely a win more hero, and also can turn a fight and mop up. Versatile in all of his roles.
Absolutely. So, a little bit back and forth here. Reunited setting up again. They don't want to waste too much time. They want to get through point A quickly. The Riptire is out. Too Easy goes down, but so does Seagull, so a little bit back and forth here.
Yeah, Mendo able to get to the back line and take out the defensive teleporter. That might signal them to try to push in had they not lost Too Easy right there.
Yeah, a little bit back and forth, and right now Reunited has not been able to get quite the momentum they've been looking for. Look at Mendo, though. Mendo's found his way all the way to the back line. I gotta think we're going to be seeing Attack Visor soon if he can manage not to die to this Pharah.
Yeah, they are kind of split up. The Morte was making them chase him all throughout the backline. Too easy does take out
And we got
Milo.
2 picks here. Voltaja with a big pair of double kills on Pure and Harblu. And here comes Mendo Kusai trying to seal the deal with the tactical visor. Doesn't have the targets he'd like, though. Really doesn't shot too much. But even just the activation of that ult creates space. So don't be fooled.
Yeah, Seagull goes in to try to go ham with his Junkrat mine. Shut down immediately, and that's going to be a pretty quick capture for Reunited on Kings Row 1.
Yep. Both teams is now Reunited getting point A relatively quickly. We did see a little bit of a defense coming out from Mixup, but now the question is, will Mixup be able to hold a good defense in the streets, or Reunited be able to push up enough that they don't even have to deal with the streets phase?
You know, we talk about the meta changing constantly. This looks like week 1 meta. I mean, we got Pharahs and Mercies on both sides, McCree and Reinhardt everywhere. Lucio's sitting on both compositions. This is a throwback.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Too Easy able to take on Milo. Too Easy's been hunting Milo left, right, and center. That being said, we do have a tire coming out from Seagull. The tire, I believe, dies, does not do anything. Very quickly gets taken out. So this is a decent opportunity, but Justice reigns from above from Harblu. The Resurrect is up as well. So a little bit of back and forth here between both teams. And the payload's still moving, X.
Yeah, Voltaja gets in there and gets 2 quick kills on his High Noon and or Deadeye, whatever you want to call it. And Too Easy follows it up with a aerial barrage. They should be able to roll to this second point pretty quickly. They're making a good time.
Yeah, I mean, Too Easy's been doing work, but let's talk about Voltaja. The beast has awoken. Voltaja has been getting multiple very crucial double kills this entire game. We see him as a player that sometimes goes up. Mendo's really far up. That 76 poke is not to be trifled with, and he actually gets out alive, and a little bit risky for him because he has a Discord orb, but hey, you know, you get the Pocket Mercy, all of it evens out, right?
Yeah, that damage boost at 76 is brutal too. It's going to absolutely chew through those Reinhardt shields. Those shields are down now. This card is not stopping to move.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this is a nice time thus far from Reunited. They do have the Resurrect. They can be a little bit aggro here. Maybe Morte can res them up, and there's more defensive ults, though, up for the Mix-Up side, and I gotta think we'll see a tire soon. Winghaven, Milo getting into it. Winghaven takes up Milo. Piero takes out Winghaven, so both Reinhardt's down, and here comes the tire Hex.
Yeah, both Resurrections went down. Let's see what this tire can do.
Tire is bobbing and weaving. Will it get in? I think he blew it up a little bit early, knew it was about to die, so tire, again, not getting too much value. Reunited playing around the tire really, really well this game.
Yeah, not the value you want there. Now, I think we're going to see a little bit of a battle for the high ground here as Too Easy goes in very deep, and he's discorded. He is in trouble. He gets out, though, somehow, and Soundbearer saves him.
Yeah, Soundbearer is out. This is really big for the offense. They're pushing in. That's 3 kills now for the offense. Milo able to take out Lucio, but Harblu and Seagull striking right back. Harblu making things happen, but it doesn't matter. They weren't on the cart. They were going too much on the flank, and Reunited able to get the cart, almost sneaking it in a way.
It's a couple times now over the last few weeks. We've seen, even actually today, we've seen Mixup kind of forget the objective of the map in a few cases. I don't think it would have mattered in a lot of cases. This is not like the back cap scenario we saw a few weeks ago, but not stalling out the cart for just even a little longer might end up hurting them. This is a super fast time.
And that Earth Shatter towards the end by Winghaven was so on point. It really just is sort of the dagger in the heart towards the end. A time of 4:43 has been set by Reunited. This is an incredibly fast time for Kings Row, and Mixup truly under the gun as they fight for their tournament life in map number 3 in our semifinals.
Yeah, 4 seconds to be able to get to the grand finals and face Google Me. Google Me has been waiting for an opponent for a while, and you have to wonder if that plays into it too, that whoever even moves on is going to be fatigued from this absolute bloodbath we're seeing. Yep.
So we're just going to have to see what the Reunited defense comes out with. I think for them, if they want to sort of just slam the door shut and Mix Up, they need to come out with a really strong point A defense, drag out point A as long as possible, and make the next part almost impossible for Mix-Up to get through.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Torbjorn, a Bastion, something that is really kind of difficult to deal with on the first point. Something kind of out there might be what they go with, or they can just run their traditional defense. They've always had success with, you know, Winghaven on Reinhardt, Valtasha on McCree. They kind of know and love that composition. Mendo, of course, being more of their flex player now, looks like he might be on the Junkrat as well, another good defensive option. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out with something either very standard or just kind of really rack up static defenses and go all in on holding first.
Yeah, so one thing, and you know, we'll wait till we see the full offensive line, but take a look at the defense as it rolls out here. We got Mendo Kusai on the Junkrat, Too Easy on the Symmetra, Unfixed on Lucio, Morte on the Zenyatta, Winghaven on the Reinhardt, and Voltaja rounding things out on McCree. So bit of a more traditional defense for Reunited, and we'll see if it is enough to sort of go up against this mix-up offense, which really is going to have to move this map.
Yeah, they have to move, as we like to say. I think they might actually run this Enigma at least for the first 30 seconds or so to see if they can get a crucial pick and then rush the point with it, maybe a speed burst in. But right now, their composition is absolutely tankless. Okay, so we got Milo on McCree, Pyro, Piero. I kind of want to call him Piero. It's funny. Hardblue on Farah, Pure on Mercy. Seagull is going to be running their Junkrat, of course, and Enigma, for the time being, will be the Widowmaker.
Yeah, and I really like the Widowmaker pick here. The great thing about the Widow is that if they get 2 quick picks, they can actually just keep things rolling. So this is a little bit of a gamble, but I like it. It's a good move from Mixup because some of the quickest times we've seen have been Widowmaker on offense. And Hardblue takes out Mendo really quickly, so this might be exactly what Reunited needs.
Yeah, oddly enough, those Symmetra turrets were in the hotel. I rarely see that, just trying to get the charge after the push in.
So they're rolling in here. A little bit back and forth. The momentum is definitely in favor of Mixup here. They just need 1 or 2 more picks and that'll be it. Oh, Enigma has Zenyatta in sights. He misses. He misses twice. Oh no, Enigma. That's a little bit of a choke. If he had gotten Zenyatta, that could have been a big difference here because they already had the extra picks. So Zenyatta is going to live for now. Enigma might not get another shot. Mendo Kusai able to take out Seagull. And now a little bit back and forth. I think the pressure is still in favor of Mixup here, however.
Yeah, they were kind of trading picks back and forth. They tried to get in to deal with Enigma, but they were unable to. But now going back and forth, Enigma does take out Mendo again. Hardblue takes out Unfixed. It is a bloodbath down there. I have no idea which way this is going to go.
Yeah, Hardblue and Enigma landing the shots they need to. They're able to clear things up a little bit. And now again, sort of Reunited on the defensive here. We see Voltaja trying to make some stuff happen in the back, but he's very out of position. The offensive res is going to come up, going to bring people back up. And Reunited now is going to be struggling if they want to hold point A for any length of time.
Yeah, Enigma was 2 shots too late to save his team.
Oh, and there's the tire. It takes out 2 people from Seagull, so I gotta think point A is going to go the way of Mixup here.
Yeah, the teleporter does come up, but I think it's too late and too far behind. Point A is going to go to Mixup, and that is pretty... They had to capture that at that pace. They need to kind of go unfettered through this street section and get to the point because the clock is definitely ticking.
Yeah, I mean, right now, that was a good... They got point A faster than Reunited did, so they're definitely making good time, but the question it will be is, can Reunited have a big hold in the streets? We've seen it before. It's a very big possibility, and we're just going to have to see what the defense of Reunited has here now.
Yeah, Mendo's got his tire up. He might be trying to go through this flank, a very easy section of the map to flank with a tire in. Of course,
I think he's looking for it very soon. He's getting a little bit of extra spam. He does have to be careful of Hardblue, though. Hardblue going up and over definitely wants to see him out before a tire happens. But look at this. Here comes the tire. Oh, no! Justice reigns from above. Kills... Mendo kills the tire. Hardblue just denying the entire opportunity as Enigma picks up a pair of kills there. So very good stuff coming from Mixup, and they are definitely making the time they need to make to win this map and win the series.
Hardblue and Enigma combined to take down the rest of the team and making very huge space. Hardblue going very aggressive so far forward. He's going to hold this high ground and maybe spam down with some rockets. Very, very good time being set right now by Mixup.
Yeah, and we just see them going forward. Mixup, they have 2 minutes left. It's not the greatest amount of time in the world, but they are certainly on a faster clip than Reunited was, and Reunited has to be feeling a little bit nervous about this right now.
Yeah, this is where Mendo has made his bones, though, on Widowmaker. He is back on the Widowmaker in the back lines here.
Yep, we do see the defensive sound barrier coming down. Down comes the Earthshower, still gets 2 people. Doesn't get the Reinhardt, but might not. Enigma gets crunched on the side by Winghaven. And here comes Reunited trying to buy themselves extra time. I mean, any team wipe they get is so vital right now.
Yeah,
Hex.
and the tire did absolutely nothing there. They're in a good position to hold this. Mendo with 2 quick kills takes down the Lucio and the...
Yeah, he gets the Junkrat at the end too, so nice stuff coming out from Mendo. People tend to forget about it, but honestly, the assault rifle of Widow also very, very deadly.
Yeah, Mendo's such a good sniper. This is where we saw him last time make his bones on defensive Widowmaker on King's Row. It's so... Like, it's such a hard point to push in anyway. There's not a whole lot of flanks. You generally have to come down the hallway. It's pretty wide open, but Mendo wrecking people.
The timer is slow by about 5 seconds right now, so there's only about 1:10 left now for Mixup. Mendo takes out Lucio as their big pick. Now if he can get Enigma, it'd be huge, but Enigma says no to that. Takes out Mendo, back and forth on both sides, and a nice res comes up from Pure, and this might give Mixup the extra energy they need for this point.
Yeah, the defensive Transcendence comes out. Rocket Barrage gets absolutely shut down by Voltaja. Voltaja then takes out Milo as well.
Yeah, Voltage and Enigma both doing a lot of work at this point. Voltage just goes down. It's really back and forth between the two teams as they go here, but incoming Earthshatter from Winghaven, followed up by a vicious fire strike, takes out 2 people, and Reunited holding strong again, and now Mixup only has about 30 seconds left, Hex.
Yeah, and just in retrospect, I really like that they held at this point too. They kind of sold out and went to this point so that they could hold here rather than let them capture, because this capture time takes about 10 seconds too, and it looks like they're going to call GG. That is going to be Reunited, upsetting Mixup in the semifinals. They will go on to our finals to face Google Me in a best of 5.
Yeah, so a bit of a heartbreaker for Mixup. Mixup not able to get past through the semifinals after a strong showing yesterday. Reunited proving that they're still one of the top teams in the game. They were a little bit upset over the comps they played against, but for all the complaints, they really did persevere, Hex, and they brought it through. They won in a close 3-game set. So props to Reunited, but now all hopes for defending home turf for NA rest in Google Me.
Yeah, they can write down their complaints about the rule set and the meta on the $100 bills that they just won and mail them back to us if they want, but they're looking very strong. They do have to go against Google Me, who I think is one of the strongest teams in the entire scene right now, and we'll see if Google Me takes the option to run that kind of double orb composition too. I would love to see Shore4 in that comp and Adamon and Zenyatta, but a best of 5 coming up between Reunited, a European team, against Google Me, a team that kind of came out of nowhere and has been dominant the last few weeks in NA. And man, we could not ask for a better final right now.
No, not at all. I mean, we knew that this could be a final going in. We knew that there'd be a vicious semifinal between Reunited and Mixup, and what a semifinal it was. And now Reunited, off that semifinal, now has to go face perhaps their biggest challenge yet in Google Me. Google Me now looking to prove something to show that, hey, we are the best North American team. If they were to beat Reunited today, I think they would claim that mantle, especially with the disappearance of Envious.
Yeah, the mysterious disappearance of Envious. It's really hard to just keep calling a team the best team until proven otherwise when they're just not playing as much.
Well, no, you can't. Right now, you can't call Envious. I mean, they've had great shows around, but they haven't been around recently. Google Me has, so I am very okay with giving that title to Google Me should they be Reunited in our grand finals. That being said, we are going to be taking a short break as we prep for the grand finals. This is the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly. I'm ZP, joined by Hex. You won't want to miss the next series. Stay tuned.